Yo, what's good, my YouTube family? It's your boy Hoodie Kush right back again. I'm talking about. I know it's been a while, but I'm here, impromptu. Let's listen to my man Rome. Gotta say, I agree with him wholeheartedly. We're going to sit here and talk about. We're going to talk about several things this morning before I gotta get my black ass to work. Um, let's talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit of. We're going to talk about a little bit of the Denzel Washington talk. Um, Dan Orlovsky. I don't normally like to talk about Dan Orlovsky, but we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the state of our Cowboys, and I really wanted to come in and talk to the fans, talk to the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, there's a lot of mixed feelings. It's a mixed bag when it comes to this. When it comes to this team, John Cofield, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Ken, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, just an impromptu. I figure I was listening to Law's live stream that he had last night, which I missed. Went back to work. I'm done with paternity leave, so I had to go back to work. And I guess in the middle of my work, he went live and I missed it. It happens. But I'm here now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk first. Let's talk about the fans, the good, the diehards, the casuals, and then the Debbie Downers. Okay, let's start with the Debbie Downers. All right, I was on a space last night with my guy Nix. I was in the barber shop in the space over there, and we were talking all things Cowboys. You got your Debbie Downers, you got your casuals, and then you got your diehards, such as myself, the CFTs, Law Nations. From what I gather, there's a lot more Debbie Downers than there are casuals and diehards. As diehards come few and far in between. The Debbie Downers, it's like picking up a penny off the ground. They everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So my issue with the Debbie Downers is everybody's talking about how, oh man, everything looks nothing. It looks just like it reminds me of I'm down because there's no. Here's the thing. When Shotty first got the job, he specifically told everybody, if you were listening. I mean, it's sort of like the whole Jerry Jones going all in on our guys thing. All people wanted to hold on to was the all in part. You know what I'm saying? He specifically said all in on our guys, meaning paying Dak, paying CD. But that was then, this is now. We're talking about how our Cowboys fans are looking at this team like we still can't stop the run. Quarterback play was bad. We're not going to do anything. We suck, blah, blah, blah. Let me make this absolutely clear. This is the preseason. This is an evaluation period. This is not the period where you go all out. This is not the period where you put your starters in and y'all go beat the hell out of second string and third string teams just to be winners of the preseason. If you want to be the winner of the preseason, you're setting the bar extremely low. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the preseason. The preseason, as far as wins and losses, mean absolutely nothing. I want to say it again. The preseason, as far as wins and losses, mean absolutely nothing. I've seen teams go 0-3, 0-4 in the preseason, turn around and win a Super Bowl. I've seen teams go 3-0, 4-0, and turn around and not even make the playoffs, not even win 4 games in the NFL. So let's take a step back and listen to reason. Okay. Luckily, I am here as your voice of reason. I'm not a football expert, football savant. I'm not I'm not the CFTs of the world. I'm not the Law Nations or the Skywalker Steels. I'm not the Stargazer Sports. I'm not the CFOs of the world. I'm me. I'm just the Basement Boys. I'm just Hoodie Kush. I'm getting it from the bottom, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work my way up. So I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of fluff. I'm not going to sit here and try to stroke your ego. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give you the real as much as I can give you the real. Okay. From my perspective. Okay. From my perspective, when it comes to preseason and the way it's constructed with Shotty, his coaching staff, and then the players, Shotty specifically said, we are running a vanilla offense. We are running a vanilla defense. A couple of packages. That's it. Nothing more. I just want to evaluate these guys so we can see who can rise to get a second spot, a first spot, who can be on the team with the starters, who can be out there on the field week one. That is the point of preseason. It's to either get your starters ready and to find out which one of these young guys or free agents has enough to at least boost your team. Okay. Now let's talk about preseason. Let's talk about Saturday's game. I didn't really get a chance much to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it today. Let's talk about Saturday's game. Saturday's game, we lost 31-21. It could have been worse. It could have been better. Okay. Everybody's so hung up on, well, I mean, you allow Joe Milton to go out there and throw 6 straight passes. Shotty actually told you. He told you even before the game, we need to see what Joe Milton looks like. We need to look at Joe. Those first 6 passes were to settle him in. We wanted to see what Joe looked like. Those first 6 passes, what people are failing to realize is Joe Milton was clean. He didn't get hit. Wide receivers were wide open. So if we're looking at Joe Milton and we're forgetting about everything else good going on around him, you're missing the point of preseason. You're missing the point of preseason. All right, Joe Milton didn't have a great day or a great start to that day. He threw a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? He used his legs. He was able to find open receivers, albeit overshoot them. But the bad, Joe Milton's play. The great, wide receivers are getting wide open. Granted, it's a second and third string. It's not something to hang your hat on. You know what I'm saying? But what was one of the issues that we've had over the past few years? There's a reason why Dak Prescott was touted as one of the best quarterbacks when throwing in tight windows. That tells me my receivers weren't getting open. That tells me they have a very minute separation. You know what I'm saying? Very minute. That's small. That's a small window to throw in. But you go into this preseason game last week, and dudes are 5, 6, 7 yards open, 2, 3, 4 yards open. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a real big difference. We're not going to talk about that. Nobody wanted to talk about how all they say is we couldn't stop the run. Okay, fine. We couldn't stop the run. We got 181 yards collectively put up on us. But what they won't tell you is in the first half, we held them to under 4 yards a carry. What they won't tell you is the DT that we just got, a 7th rounder, actually did his job. The job of a DT, the job of a one-tech defensive tackle is to eat up double teams to keep your linebackers free, to keep your linebackers clean. That is the job of a DT. That is the job of a one-tech. So if that's his job, I saw Jay Tawia first half make some moves, make some splashes, and then in the second half, they literally doubled him 76% of his snaps. Oh, well, Jay Tawia got washed out of the play. Okay, let me ask you this. Where was the linebacker and or safety to fit that hole, to fit that gap? Where were they at? Exactly. That's the problem. Everybody's not doing their job. Everybody's not doing their job. And this is what preseason is for. All right. Jay Tawia did his job by taking up a double team, but nobody filled the gap. Maris Leofow, first half, stellar. Stellar. Second half, Shamar James, stellar. Israel Makwamu, we're having questions about cornerbacks. We're having questions about cornerbacks. Keemon Hall was getting burnt, was getting beat. Andrew Booth had gave up a reception. Andrew Booth did not get beat. He just gave up a reception. It was a really good pass on really good defense. There was nothing you can do about it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing you can do about it. But yet and still, we're talking about issues with the corners. Israel Makwamu got an interception. One of the nicest interceptions I've seen. I believe he deserves his spot. Marquise Bell, he had his issues. The safeties had their issues. The linebackers even had their issues. The ones that are not on this team, the ones that are learning this scheme, the ones who don't have that dog in them. You know what I'm saying? The ones who don't. Damone Clark, I love you, but what you've done in training camp doesn't reflect on the field. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing for who else is there? Joe Milton. Like, let's be honest. Everybody was talking like Joe Milton is Dak's replacement. Oh, well, we got Dak's replacement. Joe Milton's here. He's got a big arm. I don't care how big your arm is. Are you accurate? Do you know how to layer the ball? Can you get the ball to your receivers and not throw it over their heads? I'll say this. At least you're not dirting anything. You're at least better than Cooper Rush. You got some moves on moves. You got legs. You can use them. You're pretty fast. You're a big guy. But what we need out of Joe Milton, is for him to be able to get the ball to the receivers. Let's talk about the run game. The run game, the offensive line, those two go hand in hand. We're talking about we can't run the ball, but if you look at, say, Deuce Vaughn, he had 3 carries. 3 carries, 1 got pulled back. For an offensive line issue, it was a penalty. Those are things that we need to fix, but that's what preseason's for. But what they won't tell you is, like, they're looking at the negative. Oh, well, we still getting penalties. What they won't tell you is Phil Maffa had 11 carries for 40-something yards, 30 to 40-something yards, 3.6 a carry. What they won't tell you is those holes when they were made, those gaps when they are made, Phil Maffa's eyes, his vision was really good. He can hit those holes. He was very decisive. That's what they won't tell you. What they won't tell you is how Malik Davis, who just got back on the squad on Friday, came in Saturday and had 7 carries for 63 yards behind an offensive line that got penalties. That's what they won't tell you. Everybody focuses on the negative. I'm not worried about the negative. It's preseason. I expect to see negative in preseason because it's preseason. You got dudes who are fighting to get on the team. You got dudes who are putting film out to get on other teams if they can't get on this one. So what makes you think these dudes ain't going to go out there and ball? They're trying. They are trying. When you see your receivers get more separation than any receivers that we had or any team that we had in prior years, has to speak volumes. It has to. Do we need the quarterback to do a better job getting the ball to him? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. You reward those men for beating their coverage. CD said it best. If they single you, you should feel disrespected. Make them double you. If you're not a part of the game plan, if you're not making the defensive coordinator lose sleep at night, you should feel disrespected. Well, it seems like those guys felt disrespected. Trayshawn Holden, Ryan Flanoy, Jonathan Mingo, you know what I'm saying? Jalen Cropper. even though we didn't really see much. He's more of a camp hero, training camp hero. He's more of a practice squad guy, unfortunately. So with all these Debbie Downers wanting to be so negative, oh well, he said that they were going to play physical. That's the point of preseason. Those guys aren't playing physical enough. They had a few playing Perrion Winfrey, Shamar James, like I said, Maris Leofow, you know what I'm saying? Phil Maffa, you know what I'm saying? The offensive line, granted, they had what, 4 or 5 penalties? 4 or 5 penalties, as opposed to 10, 11 penalties. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want instant gratification in the preseason. It's the evaluation time. It's not time to sit here and nitpick on every little thing. You take what you see, you speak on it, and you move on to the next one. Hopefully, they got 3 weeks. You got 3 weeks before we end up going to go play them Pigeons. Okay? Like, we know they're no slouches, but they ain't the same team. They're not the same team. Believe it or not, a lot of these good teams that we had problems with last season, we might not have a problem with this year. A lot of these good teams are not going to be good this year. They're not. It's the way of the NFL. It's ever changing. It's ever changing. So you change along with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and be like, oh, well, we look just like last year. How do we know? Shotty said it himself. I'm a first-year head coach with a first-year coaching staff. I'm running my system. I'm not giving anybody nothing. We have an advantage. The advantage is the unknown. We don't know what they're going to do. We as fans don't even know what we're going to do. All we can do is go off of history of what Shotty's done in Seattle, the Jets, the Chargers as an OC. The only thing we can go off of is what Clayton Adams did in Arizona and Indy. All we can go off of is Junior Adams in Oregon, Connor Riley in K-State. That's all we have to go off of. All we have to go off of is Matt Eberflus in Chicago, in Indy, and not as a head coach, as a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Like, so before everybody gets their panties in a bunch, sit back, listen. Just listen. Listen, open your eyes, and watch. What you see today, what you see in these 3 preseason games, you're not going to see week 1. Tell you why we're not going to see that? Because we're not playing the starters. We're not playing CD. We're not playing George. Jadon Blue hasn't touched the field yet. Miles Sanders hasn't touched the field yet. Javonte Williams hasn't touched the field yet. Jonathan Mingo, okay, fine. Jake Ferguson hasn't touched the field yet. Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, those guys haven't touched the field yet, even though I would love to see what Tyler Booker and Cooper Beebe in the preseason could do together. I would like to see them get some snaps, some form of continuity. I would love to see that, but that's not up to me. I don't work for the Cowboys. I work for me in Avantor Sciences. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't pretend to know everything. I only go off of my knowledge of the game, watching 11 men on both sides work in tandem to try to win games, ultimately getting to a Super Bowl. Are we going to win a Super Bowl this year? I don't expect that we will. It would be nice. I would love to puff my chest out like the Pigeons fans after 30 years only winning 2 Super Bowls. I would love to puff my chest out. I would love to. I would love to be one shy of Tom Brady. I would love to. I would love to be on par with the Pittsburgh Steelers all time, 6 rings. I would love to. We don't know what's going to happen yet. Is that in the cards? Possibly. Maybe not. If not, we'll go back next year and try it again. You know what I'm saying? That is the whole point. That is the whole point. There's 32 teams in the league, and only one gets to win. Only one gets to hoist a Lombardi. Only one, not two. You don't get a second place ring for winning for going to a Super Bowl. You don't get rings for going to the NFC Championship. Okay, maybe you do, but you don't get that stuff. All that matters is you being the one. If you are the one to hoist the Lombardi, that's all that matters. We haven't done that in 30 years. Fine. No, you keep throwing that in my face. I don't care. Throw it all in my face. Who cares? Who cares? Because every year it changes. Every year it's not going to be the same teams that do things, that make those moves, that make those jumps. I would love to be one of those teams that make that jump. Now, my question to everybody is, even though there's only 2 people watching, I got 3 likes. I appreciate you. This is good. I appreciate you. I mean, I can't blame you for that. I can't blame you for that. Here's why I can't blame you for that. Because 31 other teams' fan bases say the same thing. And that should be your expectation. That should be something that brings you joy. All right, it's a new year. We got a chance. Because guess what? The same thing we say, they say. We're 17-0 until we're not. This is our year. I'm not going to say that. Me personally. Injuries, coaching changes. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say, oh, it's our year. I'm conditioned after 30 years. I'm 43. I'll be 44 this year. That's how long I've been a Cowboy. That's how long I've been a Cowboy. I'm 43. I'll be 44. That's how long I've been a Cowboy. So in the 30 years that we've done nothing, I have been conditioned to not expect anything. Expectations is the killer of your joy. Expectation is the killer of your joy. It really is, me personally, how I feel. Expectation is the killer of your joy. And you're not going to kill my joy. Jerry Jones, you're not going to kill my joy. You heard that shit he said? You heard that shit he said? So what's stopping you from having talks with Micah Parsons? Nothing. I feel you. It's cool. We can sober up a little bit. See, and that's the thing. Like, it's not like we had bad teams. We haven't had bad teams. We have not had bad teams. Bad circumstances, yeah, but we haven't had. Listen, Jerry is full of a lot of things. A lot of things. Is he being the only Hall of Fame owner? Is he not a genius marketing wise when it comes to making sure the Cowboys stay relevant? Oh yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius. But does that translate into wins, Super Bowls, stuff like that? No. That's where he needs to step back. Give somebody else the reins. You can still stir up whatever you want to stir up, but allow Shotty to worry about the main thing. And the main thing is getting into the regular season and winning games. Us as Cowboys have to understand. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Better than Donald Trump. And that's it. And that's it. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Us as Cowboys fans, we live in a world where not even just us as Cowboys fans, shit, the NFL as a whole, we operate in needs and wants. Okay? Needs and wants. Here's what I mean. Everybody wants to win a Super Bowl. Every team wants to win the Super Bowl. It's not something that they need to do because they're still going to be a franchise. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be a franchise. You're still going to be talked about. You're still making money. You know what I'm saying? You're still able to pay your players. You're still able to draft every year. You know what I'm saying? So a Super Bowl isn't what you need. It's what you want. Now, let's get into the needs. You need to win X amount of games in order to get into the playoffs. Then you need to win X amount of games to get into the Super Bowl. Those are your needs. Your needs always outweigh your wants. For me personally, your needs outweigh your wants. Like when I do for like I do for my children, I take care of my kids, and I'm big on this. Oh, Dad, I want. Do you need it? Is it something that's going to make or break you? Is it a necessity? Because if it is, then fine. As a girl, yeah, I would 5-1, 4-2. 5-1, 4-2. I wouldn't mind dropping 2 games. One to say the Giants and maybe the Pigeons. Maybe. Honestly, you ask me, 6-0. But girls need lady products. Men need a job. You know what I'm saying? We need a job. We want a brand new car. I don't need a brand new car. You can go buy a $2,500 car and call it a day. I mean, I don't see a world where we don't. But like I said, me personally, 6-0. I would prefer to wipe the NFC East. I would prefer that. So when we're living in this world of needs and wants, we have to prioritize. We have to prioritize the way we get what we need. And the way that we, as Cowboys fans, get what we need is by what Shadi is preaching: physicality. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And what's the word? I'm losing it. I don't know why I'm missing this word. Execution. Those are the things that we need to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to execute well for your brother if y'all not on the same page. Execution is the factor. You need to execute, and you need to be physical. The brotherhood comes with it. I don't care how good you are. We've seen it. We've seen it. You got Tyreek Hill, literally the fastest man in the league, next to almost the next fastest man in the league, and Jalen Waddle, and they can't get to the playoffs. And if they do, they're getting ousted. They're getting ousted. There's a reason why nobody looks at Mike Tomlin and says, "Oh, he's a bad coach." The Bulls been in the playoffs 18 straight years. Yes, they've been one and done for the majority of it, but he's got a Super Bowl. They make it to the playoffs every year with shitty offense, but really good defense. Now, if they prioritized offense as well as their defense, they will be in a better spot. If Jerry Jones would prioritize the team's success instead of his own success, we would be in a better spot. Allowing these coaches to do their jobs, allowing these players to do their jobs unencumbered with no distraction will go a long way. But that's asking too much because it's Jerry Jones. It's Jerry Jones. And you ask me, I don't think Steven's any better. I don't think Steven's any better. This isn't a let's shit on the Joneses podcast. This isn't a let's shit on anybody podcast. This is just me being real, giving you my view, giving you my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about some positions. Let's take the wide receiver position. Who do you see as your top 4 wide receivers? Who is your top 4 wide receivers on this roster as we speak today? I'll wait. And if you can give me a reason why these guys would elevate us, and I could agree with it, I'd see no problem. Mine, we all know the first 2. CD, GP. CD and GP. After that, me personally, I'd go Mingo. There's a reason. I'll explain. After that, I'll probably go wide receiver 4 by committee, sort of like I was going to go wide receiver 3 by committee. Flanoy, Holden, Tolbert, or even Turpin. You know what I'm saying? Turpin's going to be utilized in this offense a lot more this year, simply because I think we have the coaches who understand using the players to their strengths. We don't know yet. We'll see that when it happens. We'll see that come week 1. But my reason for CD, GP, Mingo, CD is your finesse guy, right? And they say, and then you got your deep threat in George Pickens, who's incredibly physical. But then you have a bigger body and physicality with Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo he's had a tough go of it. If you look at him in Carolina, he's had 3 head coaches in a year and a half. No real mainstay, like not really good quarterback play. You know what I'm saying? And to expect that man to succeed is different. Not every receiver is QB proof. Not every receiver is. So then when we look at him here, if you looked at him last season, he was getting open. The ball was either dirty or thrown over his head. He was physical. He can block. Those are the things that you need to do as a physical receiver, as a big body X receiver. Mingo can do that. Depending on what type of defense we play this season, that will determine what wide receivers you see. If we're playing against a soft defense, me personally, I think you're going to see the speedier guys. You're going to see the Tolberts, the Turpins. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing those dudes who like to get physical up in your face, that's when you're going to see the Mingos, the Flournoys, the dudes who don't mind getting physical back. Because that's what you're going to need. That's what you're going to need. Yeah, you could throw that speed in there too, just to change your pace. But those are the things that you're going to need. But in order to do that, we have to look at preseason to see who's well suited for these positions. You cannot sit here and be woe is me because one preseason game we got collectively ran on for the tune of 181 yards. Is it disheartening? Maybe. But it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve for the Shamar Jameses. It's a learning curve for the Zion Childresses. It's a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Do we want more out of Kalen Carson? Sure. Did we hope that Andrew Booth would do something? Maybe. Keemon Hall, he's been here for a while. He was getting toasted. What he does in training camp doesn't reflect on the field. We are not void of corners. We're not void of wide receivers. We're not void of offensive linemen. We're not void of DTs. We have these guys. But there is a learning curve. Perion Winfrey played in the NFL. His mentality didn't suit him in the NFL his first run. Perion Winfrey has grown up. He's a grown man. He's been in situations where he has no other choice but to either get it or move on. I think he's getting it. Give him a chance. Jay Tawia, he's just fresh he's a 7th round DT. What did you expect out of him? You expected him to come in and beat Vita Vea just immediately? Nah, get that out of your head. I would love to say that we have our own personal Vita Vea. I would love to say that. But Vita Vea is a veteran. Jay Tawia is just coming in. He has to come in on his own. He has to learn the game. He has to understand what leverage is. He has to understand the playbook. Then on top of that, we're not playing the same dudes every week. We are not playing the same dudes every week. We're playing a different style of play every week. You got dudes, you got coaches who like to pin and pull, which means double down on your DTs and bring your left or right guard out to crack back on either your linebackers or your edges. So if your DT is doing his job, that means everybody else has to do theirs. But if your DT can't do his job, that means someone else has to step up. We got to win somewhere. I expect 340-pound DTs to win on one-on-one. I do. Do I expect you to win in a double team? No, I don't. But you're eating up a double team. If you're being doubled, that means they respect you. So you're telling me this dude, Jay Thawia, comes in the first half and he does his job beating his one-on-ones, getting in the backfield, you know what I'm saying, almost causing tackles for losses, probably shorter gains than what they would have been. He's not doing his job when he gets doubled 76% of the time. That's asinine. He's doing his job. The job of a one tech is to eat up double teams. The job of your three tech is to get in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? That is their job. That is what they are meant to do. Keep your linebackers clean. Therefore, your corners are clean. Because if you miss an assignment, that means you're putting a corner at a disadvantage because he has to come off of his man. And what if it's a play action? Now I can throw over the top. Now I can kill you over the top. That's what we saw in the Super Bowl last year. Oh, man, they got Saquon. He's been running on us in the first half. We got to sell out. We're going to sell out to stop them. And what happened? They got beat over the top. Everybody has a job to do. Everybody. Even if you're looking at the quarterback's job is to put the offensive line in a position to protect him. The wide receiver's job is to get open as seamlessly and as quick as possible. So that way, the quarterback can get them the ball. The running back, if on pass protection, is to pick up the blitz. Is to give an extra second or two if needed. That is the job. That is their job. All 11 men, 22 men, 11 on both sides have to work in tandem in order to get to where you want to be. If you can't do that, you're not going to get there. Everybody's worried about, you're worried about Super Bowls in preseason. It's preseason. Oh, man, it's more of the same. How do you know? We haven't seen our starters suit up yet. How do you know? If Ryan Flournoy and Jonathan Mingo and Cropper and Holden are getting open on the dudes, on the counterparts that they came in the league with, or veterans who are getting another chance, if they're doing this to them, what makes you think that our starters can't do this to their starters when we've seen our starters do this to them? Then on top of that, it's such a vanilla offense. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing. 3 wide receiver. You go deep, you cross in the middle, you cross, double crossers. Bam. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing. It's nothing. There was very little motion in this last preseason game. But we all know that Shadi said he likes his cut splits, he likes the motion, he likes the shift. That's how vanilla this is right now. That's not accounting for what's going to happen come week 1. That's the beauty of it. It's an unknown for us and for them. It's the fear of the unknown for them and the love of the unknown for us. If you do your research, if you read up on these guys, this coaching staff, we know what their tendencies are. We know what they want to do. We know what they like to do. So if you can retain information and you read up on these dudes, you'll understand there's a reason why we're running a vanilla offense or a vanilla defense. Oh man, we still can't stop the run. Well, cats aren't filling. They're not picking up the playbook. And not even that. It's not about the playbook. Now it's just about execution. There's nothing elaborate going on here. It's all about execution. You got to be able to execute. Sometimes they were, sometimes they weren't. Second half, we had a hard time executing. First half, we executed well defensively. Offensively, we didn't execute. We didn't execute well in the first half. Second half, we executed pretty damn good. Think about this, right? If Joe Milton would have hit Ryan Flournoy on the outside, he'd have scored a touchdown in the first quarter. If Joe Milton would have hit Jalen Cropper and that seam shot, that would have been a touchdown, or at least close to one. We would have been able to run the ball. Those things didn't happen, but we lost by 10. They put up 14 points quick on us. They didn't score again until the fourth quarter. In fact, in the third quarter, all they scored was a field goal. That has to say something. All right, fine. We got ran on in the second half. Technically, in the fourth quarter, we got ran on because they understood. Now we have to implement some form of a scheme to keep these guys bottled up so we can actually succeed in our run game. That's what they did as the Rams. What we did as the Cowboys is we understood that we can't just put it all on Joe. We've seen enough of what Joe can do. We understand he has a rocket arm. He just needs to settle down. So now let's see what our running backs can do. That's what they did. We saw what Phil Maffa is. Phil Maffa's got some burst. Phil Maffa's he's got good pad level. He has great vision. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing for Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, the tiny hero. You know what I'm saying? He great vision. You know what I'm saying? 2 carries for 11 yards, 5.5 yards a carry, limited snaps, but he still got positive gains. Then you look at Malik Davis, again, who just got here on Friday. 7 carries for 63 yards. 9 yards a carry. That has to say something. So it's not all bad, y'all. It's not. It's not all bad. How do we feel about what Denzel had to say about Jerry? You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I think Denzel's spot on. There's a difference between the Oscars and box office. Box office, you're limited. Because you're only good. You only did well in the movies. You get an Oscar, that puts you here. You're cemented. Just because you got anybody can beat a box office number every year. Every year a new movie comes out and it does better than the last movie that did well in the box office. But not very many people win an Oscar. Not very many win an Oscar. Not very many teams win Super Bowls. You get my drift? The Super Bowl is your Oscar. It's been 30 years. I'm not tripping because I'm a Cowboy. I've been this way my entire life. I'm riding with my squad just like I ride with my lady when she do dumb shit. Just like I ride with my kids when they do dumb shit. Just like I ride with my brothers when they do dumb shit. I'm a Cowboy, regardless. That doesn't mean that we sit and we harp on all the bad things that's happened the past 3, 4, 5 years. This is a new year. The NFL is ever changing. It's going to change again next year. They have 0 film on us. They have 0 film on Shotty. And if they do got film on them, that means they're reverting back to 2018, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. You know what I'm saying? when he led the league and when his offenses led the league in rushing. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. They don't have that. That's the only thing they can go off of. His philosophy ain't the same. You learn things along the way. You evolve. Like, who was it? Last night we were talking about a receiver. You're saying Jonathan Mingo. Oh, well, Jonathan Mingo has a drop problem. Didn't CD? CD had a drop problem year one. Nobody saying anything about that? But CD is arguably top 3 wide receiver in the league, and he ain't 3. Just saying. But I appreciate y'all being in here, man. I know it wasn't many, but some is better than none. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 likes out the deal. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here begging for likes, streams, and likes, shares, and subscribers. I mean, but would be nice. I mean, I just want to grow the channel, man. I'm doing the best I can. T Jack, what's the deal, my guy? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to jump in and talk about, you know, what's going on as far as the Cowboys is concerned, because like it's just a lot of negativity surrounding the team. We already get enough of that from Jerry. We already get enough of that from the 3 and 4 letter networks. Why do us as fans have to have that same negativity? You know what I'm saying? Like, even like I like to be in a lot of different spaces. I like to be in, you know, I watch CFT. You know what I'm saying? I watch the who's, even some of the new guys. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys fans over in the UK Cowboys guys. I rock with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then when I hear other fans, you know, just spit nothing but vitriol and negativity, it does something to me. Like I had one fan, I guess because I was making a point. You know how we do. We talk about it in the comments, and I guess not everybody likes your comments. Whatever. You don't gotta like my comments. Oh, I don't listen to no boys anyway. I've been a cowboy. This and that and that. And that. Okay, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you've been this cowboy for this long. But it don't hurt to listen to somebody else's perspective. Ain't nobody wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be negative, that your perception is your reality. I'm gonna say that again. Your perception is your reality. I perceive things different than everybody else. Rome perceives things different than everybody else. T-Jack, you perceive things different than everybody else. But when it comes to the Cowboys content, we all come back to the same areas. Because some of these dudes may have more knowledge in areas where we don't. That's what made me want to start this channel. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the Romes, the J Tucks, the DMVs, the Two Eyes, Lady Two Eye. You know what I mean? Girls Talk, Boys Talk, The Break, Brian Broadus, Vash Lombardi. They made me want to do this because there are no wrong perspectives. Because they're yours. It's how you see them. And if they don't align, that's why you have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have the conversation. What is it that you see that I don't? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can come to some, maybe we can align somewhere. You know what I'm saying? What is it that you see that I don't? Here's what I see that you don't. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. We can agree. We can actually disagree and have a conversation about that too. Have a dialogue. But I'm not going to sit here and allow people to, you know, especially in our own fan base, like we fight amongst each other. We fight amongst each other as if we're siblings. Half of y'all don't even know yous. Half of yous I don't even know yous. But for the ones who come here to listen to me and give my perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you have your own perspective too. We can have the conversation. We can sit here and have the dialogue. Come to find some common ground. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're both fans of the same squad. We both want to see our squad do better. We both want to get to a Super Bowl. We want to be able to puff our chest out. We want to be able to do that. And ain't nothing wrong with it. I want to puff my chest out too. I want to be like, yeah, the Super Bowl champions. Like, yeah, I got to see 3 in my lifetime. I was born in 81. I'm pretty sure we won one before I turned 10. You know what I'm saying? But I saw 3 since my inception. I was cognitive for 3 since my inception. You know what I'm saying? So I have some knowledge to offer. I'm a football fan. I was a DE. I was a D end in high school. You know what I'm saying? One of the best things that ever happened to me. One of the best things that ever happened to me. And that gave me the knowledge that I needed to go further in the game. Now that I'm a fan, now that I'm watching and I'm dissecting these games that I'm seeing, to hear other fans of the same team talk down on the players that we have is ludicrous. Especially after hearing what Jerry Jones, your owner, say, the Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days a year. And when it starts to get light, I stir it up again. And then when you hear him say, hey, Jerry, what's stopping you from signing Micah Parsons, or at least having a conversation with Micah Parsons about the contract? And he says, nothing. So if there's nothing stopping you, don't you want this team to be successful? I mean, the brand is successful, $12.8 billion. Yeah, the brand is successful, but the team hasn't been successful in 30 years, depending on what you deem success to be. Most people, most fan bases deem success to be Super Bowls. Most people will say, well, at least get to the NFC Championship. Most people will probably say, well, as long as you're in the playoffs, you got a chance. That's where I'm at. If you make it to the playoffs, you got a chance. You got a chance. You have to make it to the playoffs. If you don't make it to the playoffs, Brandy, how are you, darling? I'm mad as hell on Miss Rome's live yesterday. I went back to work. What was that? Tuesday, the 12th. Went back to work, so I'm back working at night. And I guess I was in the middle of getting some labs done or whatever, and completely missed that one. Caught Stargazers, but didn't get a chance to catch Rome. But I was rewatching it, and some of our content creators, most of our content creators, the who's who, give me the inspiration. Oh yeah. That I was watching it this morning. You know what I'm saying? I was watching it this morning. Like, who the hell is Bill's Mafia? Yada yada yada. Why do these other fans come to R Jones? Like, that's what I want to know. Why do other fans come here? Come to the Cowboys content creation space? Don't they have their own? Like, I wouldn't be caught dead in a Philadelphia Eagles content creation space, Washington Deadskins content creation space, New York Midgets. You wouldn't catch me breathing in anywhere in anybody else's space. You wouldn't catch me, dog. I am a Cowboy. I don't give a shit about nobody else's team but my own. I'm just saying, I don't. You know what I'm saying? The ones that rock with me, I rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones who don't rock with me, that's fine. That's your prerogative. That is your prerogative. I'm still going to rock with you. Still the JB the Cowboy fan. I don't rock with that dude. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not one for negativity, especially about our team. I'm not one for negativity. I don't want to constantly go into somebody else's space and hear, oh, well, this is Dak Prescott's fault. If he didn't throw those interceptions in the first quarter, we wouldn't have lost those games in the first quarter. Like, you don't lose a game in the first quarter. You lose a game in the fourth. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the topic at hand. I just need my Cowboys fans to not be so critical of the preseason. Don't be so critical of the preseason. It's just the preseason. It's an evaluation period. So you can find out the who's who to elevate this team, to at least help elevate this team. Is it going to be immediate? No, it's not going to be an immediate thing. You know what I'm saying? We got Miles Sanders. Do I hope we get the Miles Sanders of 2022? I would love to have Miles Sanders of 2022. Javonte Williams. Are we going to get the Javonte Williams pre-knee injury? I would love to have that because Javonte Williams is nice. But we just don't know. It's all speculation at this point. We saw what Malik Davis did Saturday. Malik Davis looked like the best running back on the team. Leave it to other people. He might not make it he might not make it on the team. He might not make it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, follow the money, follow the money. I don't think money has anything to do with it. Not under Shotty. Not under Shotty. Because if he can tell Sam Williams to go home for fighting, if he can tell Nate Thomas to go home for fighting, if he can kick Marquise Bell off the field for laying a shitty hit, you know what I'm saying, for lowering the shoulder on the player, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's about the money. I think it's more about who is the best player on the field, who can make it to the field and give us the best results. That's what I think it's about. Like most people say, he's looking more of the same. He's looking just like, I mean, you say you want physicality and competition. The competition part of it all is when you see the Ryan Flournoys beating their coverage, the Trayshawn Holdens beating their coverage, the Jonathan Mingos beating their coverage, and then getting a PI called against them or called on the defense. You know what I'm saying? The Israel Makwamus, that's the competition. Watching Keemon Hall not do very well on the field during the game, but you see Israel Makwamu show up. That's the competition. The competition isn't on every spot. The competition is on the spots that are needed. Cornerback, running back, DT. Now, the DT competition, I think most of these guys we're going to keep anyway because it gives us variety. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at what Eberflus likes to do, he likes the variety. He doesn't really do the whole big-bodied DTs. But Jay Towie ain't going nowhere. Let's keep it a stack. Jay Towie ain't going nowhere. If it takes two 300-pound dudes to move this guy, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Again, he was double teamed 76% of the snaps in the second half. So he ain't going nowhere. Jay Towie ain't going nowhere. If you want to know who your slot corner is going to be, you're going to have to pick either between Deron Bland and Israel Makwamu. Those your three corners starting week one: Deron Bland, Kyer Elam, Israel Makwamu. That's who you're going to see. That's what you're going to see, especially if Izzy continues on the trajectory that he's going. It's not about Keemon Hall. It's not about what money this one's making. It's not about Zion Childress. It's not even about Key. It's not even about Izzy. It's not. It's about what player can come in and give us the best possible results. It's not just about the name. Shit. I'll say it again. Said it once, I'll say it a million times. Who the fuck was Zach Bond before he went to the Eagles and became an all-pro Super Bowl winning linebacker? I'll wait. I'll tell you. He was a special teamer for the Saints. Was Milton Williams an all-pro when he played for the Jets? No, the Jets fucking stunk. But he was a bright spot. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was not Himothy in Tennessee. He wasn't. Let's be honest. He was not him in Tennessee. He was actually Jonathan Mingo in Tennessee. Let's be honest. He was. He came to a team where they actually understood how to use him. They understood his strengths. He took advantage, as you should. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb of Pittsburgh. He was the CeeDee Lamb of Pittsburgh. The only thing I can hear, I was on a space last night, and one of the Eagles fans came by. Good dude, good dude. He was saying, George Pickens, like, do you think his attitude? Everybody goes straight to the attitude. Everybody goes straight to him being a crash out. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it's preseason. Yeah, it's training camp. But if I'm not seeing it now, I'm not going to see it. I'm not. Can we reserve the right for these guys to grow up? He's in a better situation now. He's not by himself. Remember, CeeDee Lamb was, you know what I mean, according to the 3 letters and 4 letter network, CeeDee Lamb was fed up with Dak, right? But yet, because of Dak, all pro wide receiver, leading Cowboys reception in a year. So like, these guys deserve to be able to have a chance to grow up. These dudes deserve to have a chance to be better than they were the year before. Isn't that what they say? 1% better every day. And that's not just in the game of football. That's in the game of life. Because we strive to do the same thing. 1% better every day. We try to get 1% better every day. If you go to the gym, you're striving to get 1% better. You know what I'm saying? If you're a NASCAR racer, you're striving to get 1% better. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're competitive enough within yourself, you want to see yourself grow and do better. Same thing with these guys. It's the same thing with these guys. I just need y'all to give these guys some grace, man. Like, it's a first-year head coach. It's a first-year scheme implementation. The beauty of that is it's a first-year head coach. First-year scheme implementation. Nobody knows what we're going to do. Nobody knows. Not even us as the fans. We don't know what we're going to do. We know what some of the players on our team can do, but what are we going to do? I've always said the job of a coach is to put his players in the best possible position to succeed, right? So that means the front office needs to put the coaches in the best possible position to succeed, right? Because it all rolls down. It all trickles down. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of like when, say, Brandy, you're a rookie going into the WNBA, and you're playing with Asia Wilson. I would think Asia Wilson would be in your ear talking to you about how you can get better to succeed on the team. That's the point. That's the point. Everybody is sharpening everybody, from coaching staff down to player, down to rookie. You know what I'm saying? Give these guys some grace. It's just preseason. Just preseason. I'm not going to get too high. I'm not going to get too low. I'm right here in the middle. Right here in the middle. For all we know, we could come out here against the Ravens this week and blow them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Rush might throw 6 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Joe Milton might tear it up. Might go in there and tear it up. We don't know. But what we do know is this team, if you're looking at it in a positive light, this team looks different. This team, the culture in the building feels different. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the Cowboys fans that are in the chats, all across YouTube and the content creation space. Some of these, some of these, some of the chats that I hear or some of the chats that I read, as opposed to 2, 3 years ago, shit, as opposed to last year, a lot more positive than negative. Unless you're a hater, you know what I'm saying? If other teams weren't afraid of the Cowboys, why are they here? Why aren't they in their own spaces? Why are they here? When we got George Pickens, the first thing they wanted to do was speak what? Negativity. Oh man, he'll crash out. I don't think that's gonna work. For a while, Micah Parsons ain't that good. The minute Micah demands a trade, oh man, y'all should just give up Micah. Like, we'll take him and we'll probably go to a Super. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all scared. It's cool. I'm fine with that. You can be scared. I'm scared too. I'm scared for you. I'm scared for your secondary. You know what I'm saying? And if this offensive line continues to gel and gain continuity, I feel bad for your defensive line. I feel bad for you. This is a different team. This is a different team. But let's just keep it in perspective. It's only preseason. It's not the regular season yet. We got 2.5, 3 weeks before that can happen. So until then, let's just enjoy what we're seeing. Let's enjoy these players that we have. Let's enjoy this ride. Let's continue to watch them grow as if we're watching Harry Potter from the beginning, going up to the 8th one. You know what I'm saying? Let's enjoy watching these kids grow and becoming the best versions of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I want. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to do that without negativity. I'm going to continue to do that with objective eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'll make that one final point. I don't hate Jalen Tolbert. I don't hate Jalen Tolbert. Do I think Jalen Tolbert is the best receiver for this team? No. Fine. He led the team in touchdowns last year. And I'm going to continue to say it by proxy. CD was a shell of himself, still over 1,000 yards. And we really didn't have anybody else. Plus, you had shoddy quarterback play. Real shitty quarterback play. On top of not having conviction in your play calling from your head coach. On top of no run game. On top of 2 rookie offensive linemen. One who did really, really well, and the other one, he had an iffy start, but he wasn't too bad. He wasn't trash, but he wasn't Tyron Smith either, which he's not, and he can't be. Just like Cooper Beebe is not Travis Frederick. You know what I'm saying? We have an expectation like there's supposed to be whoever we're picked, they're supposed to be just as good, if not better than the ones who came before them. No, it don't work that way. Not everybody's Tyron Smith. Name if you went to Philadelphia and asked them if Lane Johnson went down today, would you be comfortable with his backup? Guarantee you they say no. There's only one Lane Johnson. There's only one. He's a Hall of Famer. This dude's a future Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? There's only one Lane Johnson. So let's get this out of our head that we want these players, we are expecting these players that's coming in to be what once was there, because it's not the same. It's a different. This dude's only played 8 games in his collegiate career at right tackle. We're thrusting him in a spot where he was going to get all the hell. He's getting the Myles Garrett's. You know what I mean? The Zaire, whatever his name is. I guess he went to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He's going through a gauntlet of players, and he's somewhat holding his own. If it weren't for injuries, he probably would have played the entire season. But again, all I want for my team, for my fan base, all I want is for everybody to just relax, chill, enjoy the preseason. Football's back. Put on your jersey, throw on a hat. You know what I'm saying? Rep those boys, because that's what we do anyway, right? We rep those boys. How about them? I ain't gonna sit here and hold y'all too long. Just wanted to jump in. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a while since I did a live. So I just wanted to jump in and come holler at everybody. I'm thinking Saturday I want to go live again for the game. I'm trying to figure out StreamYard, but I'm having some issues with that. So I might have to play around with a few different streaming softwares just to see what it's hitting for. Oh, you already know, Brandy. I try to do my best, man. I'm not the greatest, but I just want to do well for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make it possible. So I mean, I appreciate y'all. And so Saturday, I'm thinking about going live again. I don't know if I'll be with Knicks again, but I'll definitely try my best to go live again. I'm doing my best, my guy. I definitely will. But with that being said, it's your boy Hoodie Kush with the Basement Boys. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. You know what I'm saying? Cost you nothing. Cost you nothing to be kind. You heard? Breathe easy. Love y'all.